Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Calebrated Gamer. Today I'm back in Doki Leisure Club for episode 7 of this series. I'm wearing my Pikachu beanie, I am my glasses, fella, and I am back in episode 7. I want to say real quick, as a warning, once again, if you are 13 years of age or younger, please do not watch this series, as well as if you struggle with the topics of suicide, self-harm. Please don't watch this series. I promise I'm still probably posting Super Mario Odyssey, and even if I'm not, I'm probably posting some other series that you're more than welcome to watch. But thank you so much for respecting that. As well as, yeah, let's get started. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert, and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Maybe she'll feed me chocolate. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was starting to learn more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since we left the club early that day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I've been worried about Sayori too. Good. I'm kind of glad that he's going to visit Sayori. I'm kind of afraid though that something might happen, but you know, for now I'm just glad that he is, because I've been worried about her as well. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I run up to her bedroom, where I finally find her. Sayori? I thank God. Hi, Caleb. You're adorable. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? Ah, I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? I mean, you know, you haven't changed at all because you're a video game character and I'm wearing glasses and a Pikachu beanie, so nothing's changed. Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. If you come over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. It's because I'd end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri today? Yeah, but wait, how did you know about that? Sayori had already left by the time we'd decided that last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? Ah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. Ah, so it's just me and Yuri then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So, Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Caleb. Eh? Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Sayori? I grabbed Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Caleb. It's a trap! But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? You're really just going to make me say it, aren't you, Caleb? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. I love that. I don't love the fact that she has really bad depression. Please don't take that out of context. Just a short clip. I've had really bad depression all my life. Zoom in on my face. I like that. Big mood. But no, I was kind of afraid that she was going to be like, you know, say something a little uncharacteristically like, you know, oh, creepy horror video game, oh. But like, you know, that is so real. You could know a person their whole life, and unless you really know them, you may not know that they struggle with depression. I struggle with depression every day. When you watch my YouTube videos, I share a lot of information with you guys. I share a lot of jokes, stories. By the way I talk, by the things I talk about, you can get to know me fairly well. But if I kept my depression a secret, like if I didn't talk about it, as I do every now and then, and if I didn't talk about that sort of thing, you might not ever know, just by watching my videos on the outside, that I ever have dealt with it in my life. In episode 10 of Super Mario Odyssey, I cried over my best friend Blake passing away. And that happened, well, by the time this episode comes out, it's going to be a while ago. But as of me recording this, the episode actually came out yesterday. So, like, that wasn't really depression in that moment, although, you know, that didn't help. That was more me mourning my best friend, which obviously is human and real, and, like, you know, I wanted y'all to have that moment with me. But I say that to say, if I had just pushed through the rest of that episode, I didn't have a webcam on, like, if I just pushed through the rest of the episode, cut off the episode, and then cried over him, y'all wouldn't have ever known. Just because someone's different when they're more open, or different in behind closed doors, doesn't mean that's not who they are. I'm glad that Sayori is more complex and more, like, three-dimensional as a character. I just appreciate that. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days, I can't even find a good reason to get out of bed. That makes me sad. That breaks my heart, Sayori. Sweet girl. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry because Sayori is me. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to her. So, I'm sorry, a lot of this series recently has been me doing a lot more talking than playing games, but you guys also came here to hear me talk, so hopefully you guys don't mind, and you can skip me, you know, if you want. That's the beauty of YouTube, you can fast forward. But the point is, I wanted to say that a lot of you do know this, but some of you may not know. The reason I do YouTube is because it makes people happy. I love YouTube, and I'm so passionate about YouTube because I can tell jokes that make people laugh, I can tell stories that make people interested, but more importantly, it's because I can brighten people's day just by playing video games, just by comedy, you know, like, the reason YouTube is so important to me was because I struggled with my depression my freshman year of college, probably worse than I had ever. That's not entirely true. Middle school and high school is probably like some of the worst, and dealing with my best friend's death certainly wasn't easy. If anything, it was the hardest. But at the same time, my freshman year of college was a very rough time for me. I was totally alone. I didn't have any friends, and I always grew up with this idea that I was worthless. I was overweight, so I was like, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm not funny, I annoy everyone I talk to. No one actually wants to be my friend, they're just my friend out of pity. And then even then, I'm probably going to push them all away anyway, so what's the point? And none of that was true. I mean, you know, like, I jokingly talk about how devilishly handsome I am, you know, and how amazing I am. And of course, I don't I don't always think that. Sometimes I really do deal with those voices of like, well, like, why continue what you're doing if, you know, no one cares and, you know, there's really no worth to what you do. But you just have to remember, easier said than done, of course, that that voice in your head, those negative thoughts, that's not reality. That's not real. You being you is worth it enough. I mean, you know, like you are special. You're the only one. You're the only one like you. I mean, Barney, freaking, and I know a lot of you aren't religious, and that's totally fine. But if you've seen VeggieTales, God makes you special, and He loves you very much. You know, I mean, like, I'm not. Let's go to these kid shows to make my point. The point is that I have met so many people who think so low of themselves, who think they are worthless, ugly, you know, just stupid. And I struggle with some of those thoughts as well. And just because you can learn to fight those thoughts doesn't mean they won't happen. Or doesn't mean that some days you may be weaker to fight those thoughts than other days. But just know, dang it, that you guys mean so much to me. And even if you can't connect to that because maybe I don't know you, maybe I haven't talked to you, or maybe, you know, you haven't talked to me, there are people in your life who care about you. I know sometimes it'll seem like there's literally no one, but even when I was at college by myself, I had friends at home who cared about me. My family cared about me. Sure, at certain points in my life, sometimes I feel like the way people are acting around me that they don't. But at the end of the day, there are people who care about you. You are wonderful. Just by being you. And, you know, obviously, like, I need to just play the game. I need to stop, like, preaching and just, like, actually play the game that you came to see. I just wanted to say that don't be so hard on yourself. I'm sure each of you has special talents, or at least special qualities about you. And, you know, I say that and people are like, I don't have any talents. I can't draw. I can't write. I can't sing. Just because you can't do those specific, you know, a little bit more mainstream things doesn't mean that there's something that maybe you haven't discovered yet that you can do. Maybe, like, you're better at listening than other people. I mean, that sounds so silly. Like, oh, well, how is better than at listening be important? That's unbelievably important. For any of you who know that, like, what makes communication, people think that communication is the ability to talk. And I'm a communications major, so yes, I can talk. The key point of communication is listening. I mean, obviously being able to talk is very important to communication because you need to communicate. But communication isn't about the one way. It's about the two way. It's about listening to what people have to say and being able to communicate your feelings as well as, you know, listen so you can understand theirs. And I'm gonna go on now. But I just want to let you guys know that you are amazing. And even if you don't feel it today, just know that I'm cheering you on. And even if you don't believe that, which would be silly, and I understand not being able to, like, wrap your head around something like that, just know that what you're dealing with, at the very least, even if you don't believe me that it's not real, even if you don't believe me that, you know, maybe you are everything what you are, that you're thinking, which is not true, just know that you're not alone. I'm sure people that watch this episode alone, even though right now I'm at about 600 subscribers, which is amazing, and about, like, maybe 8 or 9 people will watch this episode when it comes out. Maybe even less than that. Even with that small number of people, even if 5 people watch this episode, 6 including me, you know, at least one of them is struggling with the same thing that you're struggling with, if not 2 or 3 of them. The thing that makes the internet so amazing nowadays is the fact that you can share stuff that you're dealing with without that anxiety of that face-to-face confrontation. You can say something and leave it be, or you can say something and wait for people to respond. You know, and if any of you are on my Discord, which there might be a link in the description below. If not, just ask for it and I'll be happy to share it. If any of you are in my Discord, please feel free to message me if you, like, want to talk about anything. Like, obviously, you know, one day I might get too many messages, but right now I'm a small fry. I'm here for you. Like, I'm happy to talk or listen to anyone about anything, really. So please, 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 don't feel like you're alone in any of these thoughts. A lot of us have struggled with the same thing, or similar things at the very least. So anyway, I'm sorry. get off my soapbox now. Gonna play the episode. Gonna make this episode a little longer since I talked for so long. But, yeah. I'm not sorry. And that's why I want to make everyone happy. Without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept all this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Huh? Why is it that you never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. You know, there's only so much that I can do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. You don't understand at all, Caleb. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted to be so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer to everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why. That's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feeling at all. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. One more moment. I swear I'll keep this short. There are plenty of people out there who don't understand. Who don't understand depression, don't understand those thoughts of worthlessness. My buddy Josh from Brobits is a good example. I love Josh to death. But me and William, my other buddy from Brobits, deal with depression. William probably deals with it more than I do. Nowadays, I've gotten my depression a lot more under control. Some days are better than others, especially that my best friend has passed away. Some days, that's a trigger. Some days, there is no trigger. Some days I'll wake up and I'm like, you know, like it could be something very simple. It could be something I don't understand. It could be something difficult with school, etc. And I understand that. So I can connect with people a little bit better. My buddy Josh has it, I mean, like, as far as he's told me, you know, as far as he understands himself, he's never dealt with depression. He's dealt with mourning, he's been sad, and that's very different. But he's still there for me. He still tries to be there for William, because he's an awesome friend, and because he's sweet, and because he cares. Yes, he can't connect on the same level, but even sharing that with him, even just like trying to make that connection, he tries very hard because he's my friend and he cares about me. And that being said, my new favorite catchphrase, I don't share stuff like this with, like, gonna get a little personal here, I don't share stuff like this with my dad. Because he loves me, he cares about me, and he's so there for me. And he's wonderful. I love my dad. But he doesn't understand it as much. Granted, I will say, since I have been open with him, and since I have shared with him over the years, when I was younger and I'd mentioned something like that, he certainly didn't understand it. He didn't think it was real. But I've mentioned it so much, and I've shared it with him so much, and he and I have grown together so much, that he tries to understand it. He tries to be there for me, and he tries to, like, help me through stuff like that. I mean, he'll give me the advice that he thinks is best, you know, he'll, etc. And that's kind of amazing, you know, that even someone that you think, like, oh, well, there's no reason to share with this person because it doesn't matter. Even someone, if they care about you, and you mention it enough, or you, like, try to share enough, it's gonna make a difference. Off my soapbox now. That's what I'll do. No, Caleb. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish, and I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders. Just hug the girl, man. This time I pull her in for a tight embrace. Caleb. Sayori. I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Caleb. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Caleb. Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Caleb. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival's tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise. I think that'd be nice then. Apologies. Kinda got to be there for a second. Oh. I'm an emotional guy anyway. And I'm proud of being an emotional person. Makes me human. Makes me more human than most guys. But I more got upset because I have been there. I understand a lot of the feelings, and it's wonderful that I, as a person, have not only been able to grow by myself and understand that, there's more to life than that, but the fact that because I've shared and because I've connected with people, other people support me and love me and help me through those thoughts and feelings. I do not have it down pat. I've been seeing a therapist about mainly about Blake, but about depression in general. And I'm hoping to go back to her because talking to her helped a lot. And I don't necessarily see her as my friend, but just even being able to have someone to share with is very important. And I'm fine right now. There are times when I struggle with it, and I've thought about maybe seeking medicine, etc. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have very important people in my life who take medicine for their depression every day, and it helps them. And sometimes it may not help certain people, and that's also fine. It just... If this doesn't show that other people suffer as well, that you're not alone, I just hope you understand that. And not necessarily you specifically, but the people who suffer, You may not know, but I hope you know. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have to have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It'd be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. I just really appreciate that the character, is trying. He doesn't understand. And that's realistic. But he's trying, because they're actually friends. And I just really appreciate the writing. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is just about to come over, too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much. We're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri?
Ah, thank goodness. You're a little early. You're so cute in your sweater! Oh my gosh, you're adorable! I love it!
I got so used to seeing them in their school uniforms, which is clever, by the way, because a lot of schools do uniforms, especially if this does take place in Japan, and it gives you an excuse to use the exact same character models with the exact same outfits, and, it makes sense. So I like how they gave her a little relaxation outfit. That's why I immediately noticed that Sayori was looking cute today, was because she was wearing her actual outfit. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time?
No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell.
You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home.
I suppose that's true. I didn't think about that for some reason.
Should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you.
That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well?
Yeah, pretty much. At least I hope I got everything right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious.
It's so clean.
I cleaned before you came over, so...
That's very considerate of you to do.
No. I would just be really embarrassed for my room if we did the hanky-panky on my bed and, all my Pokemon plushes and my stupid beanies were out everywhere, so...
Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean.
Get you a girl like this. My girl Mary, back home, she not necessarily, wants to do those things, but, she wants to do those things with me, and, get you a girl like that. That would have been even more embarrassing. Amen. Wait, don't look in there. I snatched Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out.
It's fine. Let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both of her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started?
Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help me with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements.
Atmospheric enhancements?
You know. Mood lighting, aromatherapy candles.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far.
Of course. I want to make sure I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will just stop by out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more.
That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person.
Intense?
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Say passionate, you moron. Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually.
Oh, is that so? That makes me feel really relieved. Kind of happy.
Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little.
Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Let's see.
Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object.
I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you?
Yeah, that'd be really neat.
Oh man, she's big in nude lighting.
What's that wooden thing, though?
Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy?
Not familiar at all.
Is that so? It's one of my favorite contributions to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils and herbs you use, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic.
Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole in the top. Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for?
Oh, this is jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing our poems?
It does sound suitable, but you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything. Yuri smiles sweetly, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for?
Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get?
Yeah, I have it over here.
We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them.
Oh yeah? What will these be used for?
Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon and hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside.
That's really creative. I had no idea you were so good at this, Yuri.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it.
Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed than when she's with the two with us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something she enjoys.
Here's a marker, Caleb. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons.
Alright. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. I will say, she should be doing the writing. My handwriting sucks. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. She then reaches in her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has intricate patterns of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy.
Well,
Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it?
you're going to think it's weird.
Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know?
If you promise you won't be weirded out.
Yeah, I promise.
Alright, the thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe? What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. It's, well, an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I kind of think it suits you.
Suits me?
Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that.
It is, isn't it?
Yuri relaxes her expression once again.
Would you like to hold it?
Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn around in my hands. It feels heavy, extremely solid. Or even get a knife like this. Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Now!
Caleb, why did you do that?
I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all.
It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no.
A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I do want to say really quick that the fact that she knows that the knife cuts through skin like paper is disconcerting. I also want to say that the fact that she collects knives is also a little disconcerting. Normally, if this was a real life interaction, it wouldn't be a red flag because people can enjoy whatever they want. For the sake of this game, it is a red flag for me, but you know. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. I'm gonna save here, and yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go to dinner or something.